Hello and welcome. I wanted to shoot a quick introduction for this video. This is one I did way back when I just started doing videos, but it's one I wanted to add for Patreon, and it is the Earth models, whether round or flat. It kind of gets into both of the theories on round Earth and flat Earth, and I just wanted to kind of let people know that this is kind of a personal thing for you, whether what you believe. And that's the biggest part of all this round earth and flat earth is that the round earth people really want you to believe what they believe and they want you to trust what the scientists say because they're not an expert. And the flat earth people basically become experts so they can understand things better. And this is where you get into the conspiracy theorists and all that kind of stuff, connecting to the more research that you do, the more that you look into, the more ideas that you can kind of think about, the better you're going to be in this reality. And that's a big part of all of this research is wanting to know, wanting to educate yourself, wanting to get into a better path or a better position in this reality so that you cannot be tricked by these people who are the ones creating these false realities, whether that's the globe or the old world connections or anything that goes along with any of the stuff that we kind of find out these people are lying, all this is made up, but they can't let the deceptions go. So this is the Earth model. I hope everybody enjoys, and here we go. The Earth models, Part 1, Round or Globe Earth, The Great Awakening Unit 2 Research, Continued Points of Study. The two realm maps, round and flat. The more awakened the general public gets, the more questions they ask, and the more they stop believing the official narratives. This is more apparent than with the shape of our world or realm. When we are told to believe that the earth is round or a globe and then don't ask questions about it, the truth seekers step forward and ask the questions that never seem to have answers. The flat earth argument keeps coming up, and the claims against the round earth, with many arguments against the current earth model. Those questioning the globe model bring up interesting claims against the shape of our realm. This is where believing one or the other may lead you in the wrong direction. Flat Earth and round Earth may be two sides to the same deception, but if we question everything and keep an open mind to the Earth model, we can figure out the clues and give us further standing within our realm to create the correct model of the Earth. But in the end, you will need to make up your own mind, beliefs, and theories to the shape and size of our realm. What you see versus what you believe. Why is the shape of our world in dispute? 1. No pictures of the globe. 2. Satanic globe numerology. 3. NASA hoax. 4. Staged moon landing. 5. Satellites are fake. 6. No pictures of Antarctica. 7. Indoctrination and propaganda. No pictures of the globe. All photos from NASA are composite photos. This means that several pictures are taken by supposed satellites or high altitude balloons and then morphed into a rounded globe shape. They are then touched up and polished by CGI. This would explain the discrepancies between photos and the sizes of landmass and the repeating cloud shapes and sizes that we always see within NASA photographs. Here you can see NASA CGI pictures where the clouds just repeat over and over as if they're copy and pasted. Now, this could be just blatant CGI hiding in your face, or when they combine the two pictures together from flat pictures morphing it into a ball. Here you can see land masses are bigger and smaller. They don't make sense on the globe. But then you have water, bodies of water that are big and then small and then more. There's always discrepancies. Here, Lake Tahoe seen 100% flat and level. And then when you morph it to the globe with a fisheye lens, the lake appears to be curved. So it can't be curved and flat at the same time. It's either flat or it's curved. And this is what NASA constantly gets caught doing. And the more you look into these things, the more you will discover lies and deceptions of the globe model. Everything is a money laundering operation to deceive the people and hide the truth of our world or realm. Some Christians explain the word NASA means to deceive, seduce, or to lead astray. This is what NASA's whole job is, to trick the people, steal the money, and push satanic sciences. Does NASA use Photoshop? Yes, NASA uses Photoshops on the photos that they share. They do this because many of the raw formats they use are exotic, and your computer or phone wouldn't be able to display the raw file easily or at all. It's also true that when they've shot film during the Apollo era, they developed it in a dark room. This is all more NASA BS. And then we get into satanic globe numerology. The Earth supposedly revolves around the sun at 66,006 miles per hour. It's on a 66.6-degree tilt. The polar circles are located near the poles of the Earth at 66.6 degrees north and south latitude. The sphere has two-thirds or 666 rate of curvature applied for measurement increments. Isaac Newton invents the force of gravity in the year 1666. It's all satanic, pushing for the 369 system, and we all are aware of the 124875 system versus the 369 system. NASA uses the 369 system. Go back and watch the video. I've broken down these two systems, how they work, and how they pertain to our realm and how they are used. But it is 124875 versus the 369, and we know NASA is the 369 system with their 666 BS. NASA was established on July 29th, 1958, with the signing of the National Aeronautics and Space Act. This was an Operation Paperclip and was a Nazi organization to lead the people away from God and into the hands of the satanic Zionists. NASA is the Nazi American Space Agency, and Nazis are the National Zionists, or National Zionism. Please watch my video series on National Zionism to connect further dots. NASA was founded by Aleister Crowley, Werner von Braun, L. Ron Hubbard, Walt Disney, Arthur C. Clarke, Jack Parsons. They're all satanic dark magicians who have cast a spell on the people into believing these sciences and these globe, round Earth, astral body deceptions. It's not real. The staged moon landing. A moon landing or a lunar landing is the arrival of a spacecraft on the surface of the moon, including both crewed and robotic missions. The first human made object to land on the moon was Luna 2 in 1959, and in 1969, Apollo 11 was the first supposed crewed mission to land on the moon, if you believe those claims. This zipper will protect you from the vacuum of space. I don't think so. Here you have all these Masons that are responsible for NASA and Operation Paperclip. They're all Freemasons. They're all satanic Zionist Jew people. It's all the same story over and over again. NASA was established by the Nazis. Operation Paperclip was between 1947 and 1959, and then NASA is established in 1958. The space race was a hoax to bring these national Zionists into our country due to a need to get to the moon? Or was the real mission to trick people into believing science over God? Work, television, music, drugs, mind control, propaganda, and indoctrination all lead to the control of the people. That's the world we live in today, fully controlled by TV, drugs, and culture invented by them. NASA scientists plus the United States and Freemasons equal these moontards. The U.S. corporation was established in 1871. Germany was established in 1871. Both were working together from the start to achieve a new world order. Here are all the Operation Paperclip scientists, and then you see German scientists recruited by the U.S., all to trick the people. This was the technology that they were using back then. These massive old world airships would have been used to actually explore the outer space of our realm on the other side of the ice wall. Here's color photos. You could see how small the little people are in comparison. How many of these people could fit into one of these airships and be delivered to the other side of our realm? But you can see how this technology was used to aid in the moon landing hoax and the deception of satellites. They take these airships, which could have been balloons, or they could have worked with electrostatic to make them rise and fall, and they didn't have any gas in them. But the satellites are fake, satelloons are real. They all are held up into the air by large balloons. And we all remember the Chinese spy balloon and the constant balloons that are found over our world as they are being disclosed to the people as a deception. There are no satellites, it's all satelloons. Technology held into the air by balloons. Starlink is also held up by balloons. It's all balloons. Starlink, SpaceX, it's all a fraud. Here you see a guy sitting on the rocket as it's going up, and they explain it. Oh, it was a dummy they put there. And then you see from April 12th, 2016 and May 30th, 2020, two different launches and the same exact CGI fake smoke. And then you see this Saturn booster, SpaceX booster, which is probably just a light inside of a cloth or something like a lantern glowing as they project a video on a green screen. Here's floating sea buoys. These buoys are solar powered with GPS or SPS, which is a ground positioning system or sea position system that uses radio wave technology to communicate with ships and sea vessels. These are long term, unattained, operational solar light floating buoys, navigational light buoys. They also communicate with satelloons, which would be impossible for just a light buoy on a curvature. It communicates with the ship miles and miles off on a flat sea. There are no photos of Antarctica. All these pictures are CGI, fake, special effects. This is not real. They're all CGI. These photos are not real. Look into this a little bit yourself and you'll see that it's all fake. They're all CGI. Pushing for the most basic form of mind control is repetition. And they just push this globe in front of you over and over and over again and tell you about global warming and climate change and the need for the globe and all. It's all mind control to push their new world order. It's the satanic globe earth lie of the Big Bang and evolution explaining life. You were an accident. We evolved from primordial soup and we are specks in the universe. And some people are more valuable than other. And this is all the foundations of a new world order where the people and the individual are worthless. Versus God's flat earth, where creation is the only explanation. We are incredibly valuable. The Bible is 100% true. We live on an unmoving, firm foundation. You were created by God special, and God loves you, which is the truth. The more you look into this, you will find this as being truthful and factual. Another thing to consider are radar and radio waves. They shoot out flat in all directions, which would be impossible on a curving globe because the radio wave would just go straight off into outer space, supposedly. But they work perfectly when you consider that we're on a flat Earth, everything's flat, and these radar waves go in flat directions for miles. How does GPS work on a flat Earth? It is a ground positioning system. Triangulation through towers. This is why all your cell phones, when you go out into the woods or away from the cell towers, do not work. It's all fake and it does not work because there are no satellites. Satellite phones work with the satelloons. Here's the air currents, ocean currents, temperatures on a globe model versus the more sensical flat Earth depiction. Scientists explain why doing your own research leads to believing in conspiracy theories. You must not do your own research when it comes to science. Don't do your own research, trust the science. They are desperate to keep their science, their satanic science in the forefront and not count God's word. The Earth Models, Part 2, Flat Earth. The Great Awakening, Unit 2 Research, Continued Points of Study. Here are the two models of Earth, the globe, and the flat Earth realm. In the previous video, globe Earth was covered. The globe model and the globalists who push this theory do so because of a set of beliefs that have been pushed onto the individual since their birth. The watching of TV and movies furthers this belief due to the programming of MK Ultra and the drugging of the general population due to the pharmaceutical industry and the introduction of fluoridated water. This is the product of Operation Paperclip and the Cold War against the Soviet Union. The space race was a way of bankrupting the Soviets and pushing the narrative of space exploration. This culminated with the moon landing, which was an event staged to justify Operation Paperclip and its funding and the Nazis who were used in the deception of the Cold War and the space race. The clues that we have is after the space race was supposedly over, space exploration was halted and NASA would continue to gain massive amounts of funding without any oversight. NASA spends over $65 million a day, and this does not include funding for the International Space Station, which is also a deception or a fake. Where does this money go? And are they supplying colonies on the other side of the ice wall with supplies and other items? Who knows? The flat earth argument seems to be the other side of some Masonic deception that forces anyone who questions the globe model into a model of the flat earth. By questioning the globe model, you are immediately placed into the flat earth community. This should be a red flag to anyone who questions everything and seeks the truth. We know, as those who question our reality, that the current globe model is incorrect, and we search for answers. Understanding that the globalist idea of flat Earth is a disk surrounded by round planets, and that's ridiculous. They push researchers into this argument and cast you into the deception which they also control. By presenting several different theories to the shape of our realm, you will find those in control. The arguments around round or flat will disappear from the discussion. Here you see a picture of the Chicago skyline from the Indiana Dunes State Park, 50 miles away with no curvature. And this flat earth argument, no flat earthers believe that there's a round disk floating around in space with other rounded planets. Planets are planes on extraterran land. And if you were looking through Earth, from Earth through the firmament, which is a rounded dome, everything would appear rounded that you were looking through. That's one of the things that makes the other planets a deception, most likely, is that they're all planes on extraterran land. Planes, ET, or planets. We, as critical thinkers, question the world we live in and understand the vast amount of secret societies which are installed to control our thoughts and actions. This should be a red flag for anyone who argues with anyone who questions our realm. The members of the secret groups are the ones who respond to your comments and try to deflect your search for the truth. They ridicule you and then dismiss your arguments while failing to disprove them. Behind their lies and deception, the truth can be seen and acknowledged. Ancient cultures and the Bible have records of our realm being flat, and this discounted by occultists within the government and NASA. This is due to the influence of Satan within secret societies and the satanic control of government officials due to blackmail and their thirst for power and financial gain. Here's some ancient depictions of Earth. It's all flat with a dome on top, flat with a dome on top, domed, flat, and it kind of shows you that this is what our realm really is when you go back in time. And then you get to 1947 with the Operation Paperclip, and now we've morphed into a ball and space and limitless, and we got global warming and all these deceptions. Many within the flat Earth community acknowledge the realm as being flat, but fail to continue their research by hypothesizing further. The argument of the realm is surrounded by a continent of Antarctica, which is said to form an ice wall or the outer crater edge. This is around our known world, keeping us inside of our current reality. When this is questioned, we find theories of hidden land masses or extraterran land. We begin to see the world as a much bigger place than the controllers would like us to know. We ask more questions and look to the past, which shows a larger area and more hidden truth the controllers wish to hide. The main reason the flat earth argument is becoming more and more widespread is the direct result of the individuals asking questions that have no answers from science. The more questions are asked, the less answers those in charge have, and the faster the earth model changes. The number one argument. The best argument or number one fact of the flat earthers is the lack of curvature, seen when looking at large distances. Here's a diagram showing 700 miles in the distance, and there's multiple things spotted at over 700 miles, which is 40 miles of missing curvature, showing that the current globe model and the globe is not accurate at all. Where is the curvature? Here's another picture, completely flat. The horizon is flat, the land is flat. Everywhere you go, everything is flat. The Bedford level experiment shows that when you look at a distance of 6 miles, you can see whatever you're looking for. What should happen is that you shouldn't see anything because whatever you're viewing goes over the curvature. But this shows there is no curvature. And you can calculate the curvature all you want, but that just makes you look desperate because the Earth is flat, or at least our realm is flat. The greater Earth, we really don't know what's outside of our realm, but we do know that our realm is flat. If you still believe this, get yourself vaccinated. And then there's another picture of Sydney, Australia on the bottom of the globe, and the people just seem to not be falling off, which just all this stuff is so ridiculous when you sit back and understand what they're trying to do to you and control you with the TV, the mind control, and the drugs, and they'll get you to believe anything they want you to believe. Here's a 1,200 feet photo from a high altitude balloon with no curvature, completely flat. And then the next picture, no curvature. What curve? Showing that this is all a major Masonic deception to trick you into believing them over your own eyes. You believe the government over your friends, the information, the facts, and what you see with your own two eyes. A normal person sees a straight line, the globers will tell you that it is curved. When you're taking a photo of the city, if the earth was a ball, these buildings would be slightly tilted away from each other, and the horizon in the background is completely flat. They fake this curvature with a fisheye lens, which is like a rounded lens they look through, which gives everything the appearance of having a curvature. NASA at 100,000 feet, amateur weather balloon at 100,000 feet. The difference is the fisheye lens, which curves the globe, making it look curved. But when you look at it through a different lens, it's completely flat. Lasers also prove the Earth is flat. You can shoot a laser a foot off the ground, go miles away, and pick up the laser, and it's still a foot off the ground. Completely flat. Here's another NASA photo, 75,000 feet with the fisheye lens, and the amateur photo at 1,200 feet, completely flat. NASA faking the curvature with the fisheye lens. Again, 19 miles altitude. General public sending up high altitude weather balloons at 22 miles. Flat. Here's a picture showing you a hallway overimposed or superimposed with the picture of the ocean. And you can understand the perspective in a hallway, but not when you go to the beach. And then you have the vanishing point or the horizon and the perspective have been falsely taught as curvature of Earth, but it's where the limit of your sight runs out. If Earth was a ball, the Suez Canal would be curving down 9,604 feet. All these things are little proofs right in front of you that they do not want you to question because they know the answer. They are communicating with these other land masses. There is most likely colonies on these land masses. We've seen where ships go through the Antarctic ice continent or whatever because they're just on the other side of the wall, delivering supplies to New Schwabenland or other colonies that are most likely on the other side of the ball. Periscopes prove the Earth is flat. At only 10 miles away, the target would be 66.6 feet below the curvature, and it is not there. It is whenever you zoom into something, you can always see it again. Your sight, the limit of your sight is the problem, not that it's going over any curvature. A railgun is linear motor device, typically designed as a weapon that uses electromagnetic force to launch high velocity projectiles. The projectile normally does not contain explosives, instead, rely on the projectile's highly kinetic energy to inflict damage. Accurate up to 50 to 100 nautical miles in a straight line without curving. They are not arcing it like it's a cannon or something. It shoots in a straight line of sight to hit the target 50 to 100 miles away. Impossible on a curving globe. Here's how circumnavigation works. Circumnavigating is circular. You're using a compass to figure out where you are and the distances you're traveling. Then you see Earth is measured flat with laser beams and then mathematically bent, proving that you can do anything with the satanic sciences and math, prove whatever you want with the right calculations. But when you look with your own eyes, it's flat. Trying to prove the globe when all it takes is simple reasoning, deduction, and your own eyes. If the Earth was curving, it wouldn't be flat. Here is where the space and inner space and outer space comes in. Inner space is our realm, flat earth realm that we live in and see and are calculating. The outer space they're talking about, where all these ETs come from, are from the outer space continents. That's where the old world Tartarian people must have went. That's where all many colonies are. And whenever you see these flying saucers and stuff, they most likely come from this outer space region. Outer space on extraterrestrial land, they're extraterrestrials. Aliens are a lie. There are no aliens from outer space out in the sky. That is a deception. Aliens broken down is a lie in. It's all a lie and a deception by these controllers to push their new world order and get full control of the small area they have left. Here it seems the land masses just keep going and going and going. A limitless flat earth, possibly. And outside of this, we don't know what's going on. But we do know that we have been lied to, and they lie about everything. And this is why there are no accurate maps of the flat earth because of all the land they're hiding. How much are they going to show you with a map? The older and farther back you go with these maps, you can see the outer edges of our realm are more land. There are massive continents that they are hiding from you. If you knew there was lands and places you can go with infinite resources, you would move there and get out of here so they cannot control you anymore. This is why they hide it and make it think that you're just going to sail off and go around the globe or something. It's all a lie and a deception. But if you can see that if you could leave and travel in any direction and hit new land, you would move there and stop dealing with these New World Order Zionist controller people. Here's a video of the center, and I believe that the tides are caused by this floating or bobbing of this magnetic pole, which is rising and lowering of this magnetic mountain. Or it could be a ship, or it could be a tree. Whatever it is, it acts like a drain. And when the pressure builds up, the mountain raises and the tides go down. And then when the tides go down, it seals off access to the hollow earth or something, and the tides rise. And this bobbing and going up and down is most likely what's causing the tides. Exact same map, flat earth map, and the UN and all these people all use the flat earth map. Here's an air map of 1945 used for war strategy and air travel. All flat earth maps. It's all flat. Research it yourself. I can tell you this over and over again, but unless you look for it yourself, see the evidence, and come to your own conclusions, you will never escape the globe paradigm and the mindset installed to you by these controllers. Here's flight patterns. Different flight patterns on the globe make no sense. You're moving in weird angles, but when you see it on a flat Earth map, it is straight line of sight going in the shortest possible directions to save on fuel, which you look into the flight path patterns, and that is a whole nother thing proving that what we've been told is a lie. That old serpent deceives the whole world. Revelations 12 and 9. It is ironic that those who can control the globe all use flat Earth maps as their logo. The International Civil Aviation Organization, World Meteorological Organization, International Maritime Organization, United Nations, World Health Organization, they all are globalists pushing you into depopulation, sterilization, and control. That's their main thing is they want to control how you think, control what you eat, control what you do, control every aspect of your life, making you a slave to them, the serpent lizard people who control this realm. Here is Hitler using a flat Earth map to plan war strategy in 1945. You look at here's another picture of Lyndon Johnson on Air Force One with a flat Earth map on the wall. Here's the UN and League of Nations maps all hang on the wall as a flat Earth map. This map hangs in the UN, showing that there's extra land that they are hiding, and they all know this. But they're trying to keep you here living in a world of scarcity, so you have to work 2 and 3 jobs when there is plenty of resources, there's plenty of land, nothing's overpopulated. A vast majority of the world is empty with no one there, which could be opened up to improve people's quality of life and improve the lives of all of us around. There should be no homelessness or anything like that when there is this much land that they are hiding and keeping empty. There is a massive reason they are doing this, and it is to control you. There is power in your thoughts, what you're thinking, and what you do. Whether this is a loosh energy thing, keeping you going and angry, we don't know, but they are keeping you here and controlling you. And then if you tell them that the earth is flat, they'll tell you the earth is round. But the earth is round, but it's round and flat. It's not a globe. The globe is the deception that they want to get you to believe after Operation Paperclip when this whole space race deception started with these national Zionist people who have came in here to mind control you, demonically possess you, control your world. The flat earth is a psychological operation. The operation to wake people up and get them questioning their reality and everything they have been taught. The tip of the iceberg. More land and resources are hidden from us, and we will discover everything hidden from us by the controller. Here's a Donald Trump tweet from April 8th, 2020, talking about COVID or whatever, but flattening the curve, that is what we're doing. It is double meaning. Everything has double meaning in this time of great awakening. And we have to flatten this curve and go back to the flat earth. We have to go back to the hard asset backed currency of gold and silver, overthrow these central banks, throw this debt shackles off, and gain our freedom once and for all. We must colonize these extra lands, spread out. Anyone who's unhappy with America, then we are going to move to a new land and we will start a new America. We can do it over and over again if you are the right people, you follow God, you follow Jesus Christ. All things are possible with his great name. We will rebuild this great kingdom and we will defeat these evil satanic people. Here are the 2 standard maps of the world. The Gleason's map is an accurate map. You can use it for charting uh, your journey. You can use it for charting air travel. All these things, the Gleason's map is accurate. People who say it's not accurate 100% because of the hidden lands that they are hiding from us. If they weren't hiding this land, you would have a massive map that you couldn't put on paper. It would be so big. This globe approximation map everyone's using, they say that is a standard map. But if it's a globe and you're making it flat, that's not accurate. It's completely false, and they all know it because of the air travel maps. The real map and the most accurate map we have is the Gleason's New Standard Map of the World, Flat Earth Map. It will explain everything to you, and the people who say there is no map, they don't want to see the truth. They want to dispute your claims, but they don't even look at them. Very odd. You can find me on Mud Fossil Research and Truth, Mud Fossil Truth and Research on Instagram. I'm in Twitter, on Twitter at the box below. You can find me at those accounts. I put multiple up because these accounts of mine, I'm on my seventh Twitter, so they come and go. Sometimes I'm able to get them back, but I've lost a lot of accounts talking about this stuff for years, and they want to censor it and keep people slaves. You can find my channel on Rumble, Modern American Gangster. You can find me on BitChute at Modern American Gangster. I'm on Mud Fossil Research and Truth on YouTube. You can find my book, The Great Awakening, on Lulu.com. The Great Awakening Unit 1, Timeline of Historical Events. The Great Awakening Unit 2, Continued Points of Study. I've got an ebook or a digital download, and you can get both of my books, Unit 1 and Unit 2, in one large book, which goes it goes in order of how the information is presented to you. That's it, the end. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, follow, leave me a comment, question. I'll try to answer you, but mostly it's just globe people who will pick one thing apart out of your research and never acknowledge any of the 99 things you say. They'll focus on the one thing. So I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.